Alright, YouTube, I'm going to tell you a story. So, I was on YouTube trying to looking for things to watch, and I came across a video of a battle report from Woman's Revenge, and I was thrilled because I thought, hey, I played this guy once in tournament in a creeping light ride tournament, so I'm going to watch this video. And then I realized that he was the one doing the battle reports. So I thought, sweet, maybe there's a video battle report with Miami in it. So I looked up his channel, but there was nothing. So I decided I was going to make my own battle report because I already did one with just pictures on the Nymph Age forum. So I mean, all I've got to do is put it into voice. So here we are. The Dwarven Holds versus the Empire of Sunstall. It was the third game, I think. From it was not the game. The name of the tournament that has changed. Uh, has changed since it's not the crippling wide now. It's the um, something roundabout, clashing roundabout. Anyway, the scenario is King of the Hill. We've got to choose one holy piece of terrain each, and Diplomat is encircle. So here's my list. I've got a king. This is my general on the war throne. He's got hand weapon and shield with three runes of lightning, rune of denial, and a Holdstone. I've got two dragon seeker with monster seeker and nothing else. I had an idea about a Thane with a runic standard of swiftness so it can give vanguard to any unit. And my idea was to put it in my marksman so they can vanguard first turn and then shoot. So I gave him a handgun, a great weapon so he can defend the unit, a rune of readiness in order to make a combat reform if I get charged, and a rune of mining because why not? I have 10 points left. In core, I've got 25 clans marksmen with hand weapon and shield, and with guns and full command. Then 22 marksmen with crossbow and great weapons, full commands, and runic standard of the hold, which means that they get +1 for steadiness, basically. Then I've got my King Bunker. There are 20 Deep Watch with the banner of Relentless Company. 15 Seekers with Vanguard and Champions times 2 for my Dragon Seekers. 2 Vengeance Seekers and a unit of 20 Forge Warden. With banner, musician, no champions, but the runic standard of dismay, so other units have -2 to their charge rolls when they are charging them. In the side of the Empire of Sunstar, we've got a prelate on an altar of battle. He's got some other stuff. One of the Wizard King, so he's a wizard. One of Autocracy, I don't really know what it does. He's got a good armor. Then there is a wizard on Arcane Engine. I think he's the one who gives distracting to all the units around it, with divination and an armor. Then there is a marshal, is the BSB, and not much else. Yeah, and a good tactician for additional orders. A small wizard with pyromancy, a very a huge unit of heavy infantry, but with just hand weapon and shield with Legion standard, uh, 2 units of handgunners, 20 of them, uh, unit of 20 heavy infantry, support unit with spears, 2 mortars, 2 rockets, and 2 big unit of flagellants. Let's go. The pictures are blurry because I already edited them so they could fit into the forum. So the quality is kind of suck, but it's universal battle anyway, so yeah. In deployment, he dropped everything first, and the um, the piece of terrain I've got to defend is the hill, and his is the forest on the bottom right. So since he deployed everything first, I thought that I could just exploit his deployment and just go all in on his left flank and just guard the rest of the right map, the right hand side of the map with my shooting, so that in the second turn, in the second phase, where at the end of the game when I've got to fight the flagellants, there's less of them. You get the idea. So this is a picture of after deployment, and I think I did my vanguard too, and he's got first turn. So this is a picture of after we both did our turns. I'm going just to put you a picture of end of turn 1, turn 2, turn 3, and turn 4 after we both did our turns. So um, the little bit of oh, about deployment. From left to right, I deployed my 2 units of Seekers, the 20 Forge Wardens with my BSB units so they can vanguard. Then behind the hill there is my Deep Watch. The 2 little dots you can see are my Vengeance Seekers. And then there are the 20 something crossbowmen with great weapon and the 25 handgunners. On his side he's got in the ruin a unit of handgunners, then behind them there are 2 mortars, the big unit of hand weapon and shield heavy infantry, the smaller units of spear heavy infantry, the Arcan engine, then on the right side of the map there is the flagellant, the altar of battle, the other flagellant, a unit of handgunners. I think he thought that I was going to rush the forest, so yeah, that's why he deployed his handgunners. I think that on most of the time it's a bad idea to deploy unwieldy shooting on the side of the map, because it's very easy to just outdeploy them, and by the time they can shoot something, it won't matter anymore. And then behind the handgunners, the 2 rocketeers. Anyway, let's go back to end of turn 1. So I moved up very aggressively with my Seekers, and he punished me a little. He killed 4 of my Seekers. I think he shot also some of my Deep Watch. The Forge Warden, after vanguarding, they reformed into 2 ranks so they can shoot more effectively. And I think I shot at the handgunners because there are quite a few of them missing. After vanguard, my Athane rejoined with my unit of Deep Watch. The 2 Vengeance Seekers followed my unit of Deep Watch, and I don't think I could shoot much, maybe a little bit with my crossbows or something. Yes, because I think there's some flagellants missing. Anyway, then there is turn 2. Turn 2. In his turn, he continued to shoot at my seekers. So I've got uh, one unit that is quite depleted, but my other unit of seekers could charge into the flank of the handgunners, and at the same time my unit of deep watch they charge into the face of the very large unit of heavy infantry. But what he did, because he is playing before me, and his support unit just marched past my unit of deep watch. I think maybe he was thinking about taking the objective, but it's quite too soon for that. Anyway, so what happened in combat is that the uh, the seekers, they just destroyed the handgunners. One of my dragon seeker left his unit and went on the side of the ruin during the movement phase, because his mortar has a minimum range. So if I'm this close, he cannot shoot me at all. So uh, my deep watch was, I think what happened, because it was a long time ago, because the deep watch were in combat with the heavy infantry, my seekers who charged the handgunners and killed them were able to do a overcharge. I don't know, I never remember how this is called in English. I mean, they just destroyed everything and won anyway. It's overrun, maybe. Anyway, so the Seekers had the opportunity to fight twice in a single turn of combat, and basically the heavy infantry was uh, taken from the flank with nearly full unit of seekers with a dragon seeker in it. He's got 6 attacks, strength 6 on the charge, and there's a grudge on the unit, plus my king and my thane with all the auto hits from the Rune of Lightning. So yeah, they got slaughtered, and they were not steadfast anymore because I'm on their flank with the Seekers, who are not light infantry. So I pursued them with the 2 units, and my Seekers got into contact with the Arcane Engine. So a good turn for the dwarves. A good turn for the dwarves. My Vengeance Seeker, I think he charged the unit of the support infantry with spears. He took 2 wounds, but he survived and killed a few of them, but they stuck because they are steadfast. On the east front, the I made a mistake because I moved a bit with one of my units of marksmen, because I mistook the handgunners and the crossbows. So I thought I didn't have the range to shoot with the crossbows uh, with the unit on the left, because I thought they were handgunners. So I moved them up a little, but I shouldn't have, because they have range 30, so they could have shot anyway. I decided to shoot at the flagellant on the left, so that the my combat unit have quite a bit less to kill uh, when they get into combat. Anyway, and my Forge Warden, they reformed into ranks, because I thought that well, I've got nothing else to shoot because the mortars are going to die anyway, and the um, the vengeance seekers could use some help to dispatch the support unit with spears. What happened here? Oh yeah, so because I could see the flagellants coming, I decided that I would reform into ranks with my crossbows with great weapon, so that if they charge them, yes, I'm going to have less shooting, but at least I'm going to hold, and I can hurt them quite a bit. I think that for my grudges, I elected to begrudge the big unit of 50 heavy infantry and the 2 units of flagellants. Um, anyway, it's a little bit late for that, but I got no magic. In yes, his magic was irrelevant. I think. Um, I mean, I don't really remember where his pyromancer was, but the Arcanengis died so fast that he couldn't do much with his magic anyway, and I used my Wind of Denial to completely shut down one of his fucking cats. Where am I? Here. Okay. Um, to shut down one of his magic phase. Anyway, the in so in his phase, he shot a bit with his rocketeers and took some wounds from misfires, but killed some of my deep watch. Um, the Dragon Seeker who left his unit killed one of the mortars, but he took 2 wounds because of the dangerous terrain check. But he is now in contact with the second mortar. Um, so I'm basically on the left side of the battle. Job is done. So I decided to reform all my units. Yeah, during his turn, my seekers either they killed the Arcan engine or they made it flee off the board. Anyway, it's dead. Um, my Forge Warden they charged into the small unit of support infantry. I think it's what happened. Or yes, I think it's what happened. But I couldn't overrun much because I had to maximize the contact, and it made my Forge Warden encounter my Vengeance Seeker on the pursuit. So, but my Vengeance Seeker could have pursued also. Well, I think I didn't work very high for the pursuit because I hoped I could get into the flank of the flagellant. It would have been quite nice, but they didn't make it. Anyway, and I continued to shoot with my handgunners into the left flagellants in order to soften them a bit more. Here, during his phase, he decided to charge his flagellants into my Forge Warden. I moved up my Deep Watch, but way too much because as they are now, the king cannot leave his units to help the Forge Wardens. And on the other side, the units of flagellants attacked uh, my handgunners, but from the hold and shoot reaction and their attacks, they managed to deplete the unit quite a bit, and at the same time, enfin, during my turn, the the crossbows with great weapon they charge the flank of the flagellants. But as you can see, my handgunners took quite a beating in the process. And next picture, and you can see that his rocketeers they take another wound from their own shooting. Hooray! So, um, what is going on the top here? I think it's one of the unit I use for my combat reform. Please disregard the unit that is on the top of the screen here. It doesn't exist. And as you can see, I have 8 handgunners left, so they took quite a hit from the 2 phases of combat, plus the light infantry on the bottom. They kept shooting at them. Um, during oh yeah, something I didn't say. Oh, I missed a picture. So during my turn, before that, the the other Dragon Seeker uh, left his unit and went into the little gap between the deep watch and the impassable terrain. And the other Dragon Seeker with 1 wound left is sitting inside the ruin so that he doesn't die. Um, the combat continues with the Flagellants and my Forge Wardens, but I could charge my Thane into the fight. So, yeah, he was able to help quite a bit. I don't know why he moved his altar of battle so close to that combat when he was in quite precarious situation. Anyway, from then in shooting, I think his handgunners fired at my crossbowmen, and because of the way they are angled, I don't think they have cover because he's firing on the flank of the crossbows, so they are going to take quite few casualties. As I was saying, the crossbow took quite a few casualties, but the they held their panic test. In combat, my deep watch and my 2 units of seekers are still they're still useless. They're stuck behind the valiant Forge Warden who are doing all the work. The This is the last picture, I think, and during my turn, I charged the Dragon Seeker into the fight with the Flagellants, so they were still corner to corner, and finished them. Then I did another one with my what happened here? Uh, well, either that or other they died during his turn. Anyway, after that, my units were able to charge the Altar of Battle, who elected to challenge, and my Dragon Seeker took the challenge and decided to fight the Altar of Battle on his own. And he took a wound, but he inflicted 2 wounds on the Altar of Battle, and despite being stubborn, the Altar fled during my combat phase on turn 6, so he has no hope of coming back, of rallying. And during my shooting, the the marksman, dwarf marksman, take their revenge on the handgunners. They shoot them, and the handgunners, they flee, they panic. So I'm going to take half of their points as well. So at the end of the day, it's a big win for the dwarves, even though there is no uh, secondary objective that scored. Just on the bash alone, uh, it's enough to secure the biggest win possible. If I had an objective, I could have 20 and out, but I don't. Anyway, thanks for watching.